Hello, Rachel. Welcome to the interview, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, good to be here.
Thank you. I got the pleasure to be on your live show
Yep.
that was very interesting and had a lot of fun. And I would like to have you on my mini lunch show, or whatever we call it, and learn more about how you started your live show, why, and also how does it contribute to your main work.
Yeah, sure. So the live show started kind of because of COVID, I guess, but kind of not just because of COVID. I wanted to do a live stream really because there were so many one-on-one conversations that I was having with different cybersecurity professionals at all levels, CISO, IT directors, analysts. I mean, you name it, right? That's all I did all day, every day, was talk to these folks. And I came across one very interesting individual. His name is Rich Owen. And he, at the time, was the CISO for a large cable company somewhere in the middle of the US. I can't remember exactly. And I stumbled across him, as I do most security professionals, on LinkedIn, just kind of, hey, how are you? Engaging in different posts and being a genuine person instead of some kind of cold call, spam 4-paragraph message. And he agreed to hang out for a little while and jump on a call with me. It was during that call that I discovered Rich was 2 weeks out from retiring. and
Nice.
and after explained a bit about what I did and what my role was with SecureNation, he said, I would have loved to have known you this whole time, and now it's 2 weeks towards the end, and I'm so sad. I'm just so sorry.
So
And
just to make sure you are working for a VAR, that's
yeah,
value-added reseller, and you
uh-huh.
are doing what?
Yeah. So in the cybersecurity space, because that's where we predominantly function,
Mm-hmm.
we resell software licenses and services. So we don't have any services in house that we sell here, um, which keeps us very vendor agnostic, right? Because some of the larger VARs, there's all this overhead and you have to dedicate professionals to being able to stand up these platforms and services. And
I'm
it's,
well familiar. I'm working for one.
yeah, right? That's a business model. And it makes perfect sense. Why not? Right? If you're friends with the VAR, why not have the services added in from the people you already like? It just makes sense. I get it. Um, for us, we're offering something a little bit different. We're offering services from partners. Actually, I believe we are partnered with Hirschvet Group. So just to say, as well as other service providers all over the country, small, big, little, doesn't matter. Everybody and anybody. We also offer up the services from the manufacturers themselves. So we can showcase a plethora of options for whatever tech stack, environment, whatever the needs, qualifications are, however you want to say it.
So in
And
this case, I'm wondering, what does the V mean for the VAR? How do you explain this to the customers, or what is your mantra about this?
uh, really, we're the ones that are focused on cybersecurity platforms and services, what their offerings are, the capabilities of each one, and the depth of knowledge and skill set from each team that's a third party team. We vet out those things. We have experience with price points across different industries, across different parts of the country. So we have a very broad view of what the pricing should look like and how far we can get it discounted on behalf of our client. For the VAR, or for the vendor, it also makes sense to work with a VAR just because we have a very big book of business, right? 200 seat quote for whatever it is that came through isn't just 200 seats, right? Because business model is you can't give a 200 seat company the same price as you give a 20,000 seat company, right? I mean, everybody buys in bulk, right? If you
Yes.
buy in bulk, you get a better deal. So it's kind of like we're buying in bulk. We're leveraging the seat count of our entire book of business against the MSRP of the platform so that we can give even the little guys a large enterprise ish type discount.
So I'm wondering from your perspective, because you're vendor agnostic, so you can choose any vendor for your customer to provide the value. Where and why vendor fails? How do you see this? Is it the technology? Is the people? Is the price? Is the marketing?
I really have a lot of feelings about marketing. I feel like they'll end up with being overpromised and underdelivered. That happens a lot. Or, salespeople being or marketing people being who and what they do and are tend to make it seem like this unicorn utopia, rainbow bright, it's going to fix everything in your life. When the reality is, it's not. This is a great tool, whatever it is that we may be looking at. Yes, it's a great tool. Yes, you probably really need it. Yes, it's going to make your life easier. But that's not to say that we're going to wave a magic wand and it's just going to work, right? Automatically. It's not, that is not how
So
it works at all.
expectation versus reality.
Yeah. Super duper expectation versus reality. The most successful vendor and client relationships that I've facilitated often have several check-ins all the time, continuing throughout the life of the contract. They are like an actual extension of the security team of the organization. The partnership is very deep, and the ones that fail often are the ones that, you'll ask the security team, well, who is your like client success, or who's your representative from XX platform? And they go, I don't think we've met one since the last 3 quit and we got a new one. I forgot who it was. Like
So
that.
customer success. So one of the reasons vendor fails is customer success, I guess, so customer representative.
Yeah, that's support on the back end of stuff. Sometimes the support standing up a platform will be phenomenal, and then it just kind of peters off at the end. And I feel like that's where they lose a lot of traction with their
How's
clients.
the show you've been doing? That, by the way, you should say the names that people can later on go and find you. And you've been doing this for at least a couple of months, help you in your main work.
So really the coffee table is stories like the CISO I ran across, Rich Owen. He was actually the catalyst that started my thinking about, we should do this in front of other people. Because
it's real people.
Yeah, because it's real people. So I asked Rich, over the life of your career, you've been in IT or cybersecurity in one aspect or another for like 50 years, essentially. And he started that story off with, well, in Vietnam. And I was like, okay, so back up, right? And it was, he was part of a group that did radio signal intelligence, SIGINT.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just, I was a part of cybersecurity I didn't know was even the beginnings of, right? Like everybody thinks, oh, cybersecurity. And what you think, some of the earliest pioneers like Kevin Mitnick, right? Like somebody big, some big name, and phone phreaking, and that's cybersecurity. Whenever really it's this very real, tangible trade, almost a trade craft, right? Because there is work involved, like any kind of carpentry or bricklayer or anything else. Cybersecurity is very much so a trade, and it takes not only the knowledge, know-how, but it also takes the experience and the wisdom of going through the motions over and over and over again to end up with a more beautifully done piece, right? Which nice. In the end is
so we only have a couple of seconds left, maybe 15 or 20 and 10 minutes. How often you go live, and when people can find you that if they want to join and listen to the show? And by the way, I like the idea that people can also ask questions and you guys answering right in the middle.
Yeah, we love to engage the community in that way. And I want the storytellers to be able to engage with the community as well. I feel like they just don't have a platform for their voice and their stories to be heard, to really humanize cybersecurity. We do it weekly on Fridays, usually mid-morning, mid-afternoon, depending on where you live in the country. But it's usually every Friday. You can find us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And I put all the links in the notes as well.
Awesome. Thanks.